Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for returning, for all of my returning subscribers. And if this is your very first time clicking on my video, hello! Here on this channel, we talk all things budgeting, and I am just showcasing my journey getting out of debt. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, please do not forget to hit that subscribe button and join our family. But for today's video, it's going to be wrapping up the month of June. We are in the last week. So what that looks like for me to close out my budget, I just document my last week for the month, and then I go back to my budgeted numbers, put in my actual numbers, and see if I was over or under my budget. So let's just go ahead and get started. So as I said in the beginning, this is going to be my last week in terms of my budget. That's just how it worked out for me. I find it easier. So when I do my weekly check-in for week 1 in July, I'm gonna include the 28th. Today is the 27th when I'm recording this, and since all of my bills are gonna be due at the end of this week, I'm just gonna wrap it up. So like how I normally do with my weekly check-ins, I make sure that all of the bills that I had due this week have gotten paid. So for this week, we had the 24th for FIOS that got paid. The 25th car insurance that was paid, and Great Lakes for my student loan has gotten paid. And then I did just want to say, I know I missed week 3 check-in for you guys, but that week was just crazy for me, so that's why you didn't get a video for it, and I'm so sorry about it. But as you guys know, or if you know, I got my car fixed this weekend and I had to go back home for it, and that was an hour away. It was supposed to just to be a weekend thing. It turned into a week-long thing, so I didn't have my equipment and everything, so that is why I didn't get a video. But I did write it down, and I didn't do too much, so we didn't miss a lot, but that is why that happened. So now we're going to move on to my sheets to write down the expenses that I did for the week, and then we can see and make sure that our numbers are correct. All right guys, so we are back at our expense tracker, and I am going to list down all of the expenses. We're working with week 4, which is going to be the 21st to the 27th. And this week my state actually opened up, so I spent some money at quite a few places. So we'll have some more expenses to list than usual, but let's just go ahead and get started. So first, it was on the 21st. I was back home with my mom, and we decided to go to Burlington. They were having 50% off. So my first transaction is at Burlington, and there I did the first category out of my spending, and that was $15. I cannot even tell you what I bought because I wasn't thinking, I was just picking things up. And then also while I was at Burlington, I did get some clothes, so I will list that under my clothing category. And out of that, that was $10. Then my next expense for the next day was on the 22nd. That was at Amazon, and I bought a new binder, and I'm very excited for it to get here. So I took that out of spending, and from Amazon that was $11. Then on the next day, on the 23rd, I went to Michael's, and that also came out of my spending category, and I bought $10. I'm trying to work on some DIY projects, so we'll see how that goes. I'm excited for that. Then my mom came back with me to my house after I spent the week there with her, and I had no groceries in my house. So first we went to Walmart, and that will go out of the groceries category, and I spent $64 there. Then we also went to ShopRite, and at ShopRite my mom decided, because she's so sweet, to help me with some of the groceries. So my portion was only $16, and then she covered the rest. And then also, while we were at ShopRite, we saw some latex gloves, because you know it's still a pandemic happening out there. And I bought some gloves at ShopRite, but I took that out of my toiletries because that wasn't necessarily groceries. And we got like 100 and so gloves for $10. And those are all of my expenses that I did. I haven't done this much spending in 1 week in a long time, so that seems like a lot. But now we're going to go to our weekly check-in and add these expenses and make sure that we have the right amount of money in our cash dividers. So here we are back at our weekly check-in paper. As I said, week 3 was pre-filled in before I filmed this. And now we're going to move down to week 4, and I'll zoom you guys in so we can see that. So here we are at week 4. I already listed the categories, and then we'll just go ahead and fill in our lines. So for money that got added, we did get paid for our paycheck number 2, and I will just list the amounts for all of the categories that are here. So from paycheck 2, gas got $30. Spending got $30 as well. Groceries received $80. Toiletries was $20. Clothing was $20. And unbudgeted was $0. So to get the minus, we will fill in all of the expenses that we just did. So we did not spend any money for gas, so that will stay at $0. Spending, after everything, when you add it all up, it came to $36. Groceries altogether was $80. Toiletries was the $10. Clothing was $10 as well, and unbudgeted was $0. So now let's do our remaining. So for gas, the week 3 we had $9. We added $30, and we did not spend anything, so $39 is remaining in gas. And that is correct. As I said, gas does not physically have cash. I keep that on my debit card since I get my gas from Costco. Now we move on to spending. Started off with $9. We added $30, and we spent $36 of it. So we are left with $3 for spending. Then I just check my envelopes over here. Spending. And that's $1, $2, $3, and that is correct. So now we move on to groceries. Groceries, we started off with $10. We added $80, and we spent $80. So groceries is left with $10. And we'll just make sure that is correct. Here's my groceries, and this is our $10. Now we move on to toiletries. Toiletries started with $26. We added $20 to it, and we spent $10 of it. So $36 should be remaining for that. Then when we come over to toiletries, we have 20, 25, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, $36. That's good. And clothing started off with 12. We added 20, and we spent 10. So $22 should be in that. Grab clothing, and we have 10, 20, 21, 22. Perfect. So everything looks good for our dividers, and we can wrap up the month. And unbudgeted stayed at $0, which is great. So now we'll look at our actual numbers and see if we were under or over for our month. So here we are at our monthly budget layout, and we're just going to go ahead and fill in our actuals. So for rent, that actually was $1,224 for the month. PSE&G, I was right on it. It was $40. Files is $73. Car insurance, I paid the $211. Gas, I actually only spent $30. Spending was $60. Groceries was $160. Toiletries $45. Clothing was $40. And for my debt minimum, I actually only spent $392. And that was because if you checked out paycheck 2, I didn't actually have to pay for my car insurance. Well, the second half of it, because next month I will be able to fully fund it. And then for my sinking funds, I just took that money that I didn't have to put into my car payment into my sinking funds. So that actually came to $405. And then extra debt, we did $301. So now we're just going to add up all of these actuals and see if we were under or over this number. When it comes to the extra debt, I do not include it in the number because I didn't count it in this number. It's just any leftover money I have. But let's just go ahead and add these up. So we get a total of $2,680, which means that we were under budget. And by how much? We were under budget by $39. And what I do with this $39, I just keep it in my account. It's like an additional buffer to the $5 that I always put anyway. And I just let it sit there in case one month I actually am over budget. So then I'll have some cushion, I guess, to pay that off. But that is how we wrapped up for the month. We did well. I am proud. And that is that. So that is all I have for the video, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. We have completed 1 month down and I'm looking forward to July. I cannot wait. Thank you so much for watching this video. Do not forget to like and share it with someone who wants to get started in terms of their budgeting. Leave comments down below so I know how you guys wrapped up your month. And do not forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching, guys. See you in my next video. Bye.